So today we're going to learn about actions in Photoshop and why they are useful. They're actually really simple to use but really handy, especially if you have tasks that require you to do multiple processes repeatedly. So first of all, let's get the Actions panel open. You go up to the Window menu and Actions is right there. So this is the Actions panel. Now these are the ones that ship with Photoshop, pre-programmed ones. There might be some useful stuff in there, it's worth having a look. Let's have a look at the sepia tone in OneNote. If you open it using these little arrow things here, you can see this is the process that it's going to go through. And if I press the play button at the bottom here, it's going to run through those, and you'll see a few changes in the layers panel there. There we go, and it's made it sepia toned. So I'll shut that. Go back to original state. Now they get really interesting when you start using them for your own processes. So for example, here's one that I use for retouch. Now as you can see, this is about 9 steps, and although that would only take a minute or two to actually do, if you've got a lot of images, 1 or 2 minutes can turn into half an hour. So you can really save a lot of time by programming one of these. So I'll show you how to do that, and let's duplicate that. So you can either click on this button at the bottom for a new action, or you can get the drop out menu here and new actions there. If you click either one of those, this dialog box will come up. You can name your action, you can choose which folder your action goes in, and you can assign it a colour even to organise them. So if we press record, now everything that I do, or nearly everything that I do in Photoshop from this point, will be recorded into the action until I press stop at the bottom there. I say nearly everything because certain things like brush strokes, for example, don't get recorded by an action, but most things do. Especially things like filters. It's really useful if you apply a whole series of filters. And so for this one, we're going to duplicate the background layer and then add a high pass filter at 9. And if you keep an eye over here, you'll see what I'm doing being recorded in here. And then we want a Gaussian blur set to 3. I'm going to press Control and I to invert that. This isn't really important what I'm doing exactly here. It's just important that you see how it's building up this action here. I'll actually cover how to do this and how to use it in another video. So then we're going to change the blend mode to linear light. We're going to change the opacity to about 40, and then I'm going to apply a mask, press Ctrl and I to invert that mask, and that's it, done. So then we press stop, and that's your action created. I can collapse that there, and it's the same as this one here. And so now every time I want this effect, instead of having to go through that whole process, I can just select that and press play, and you can see over here, that's it, done in literally seconds. So really save you a lot of time. There's a couple of other things to look at in the panel. At the bottom here you've got a folders button. Click that and put a name in, and that'll create a new folder for you, and you can just drop actions in there the same as you would do in the layers panel and keep all your stuff organized. And then you've got these little tick boxes down the side. What they do is they'll sort of turn off particular parts of an action, and so if I open that, if I untick that one, well then it won't do the Gaussian blur part, but it'll do all the rest of it. Then next to that you've got these little icons. These are for dialog boxes. So again, in the Gaussian blur you have a dialog box that pops up, and you can set what radius you want. And if you want to do that manually, so you know, say for this, if I wanted to do it manually, I could pop the dialog box in there. It'll play through the action. When it gets to that one, the dialog box will pop up. I can put whatever I want in, and then press OK, and it'll carry on with the action. So that's kind of useful if you've got this one part of the action that you want to set yourself, rather than having a set figure every time. And that's it. That's actions really. They're actually pretty simple, but they will save you a lot of time. So thanks for watching. If you like this video, go over to my channel and there'll be loads more tutorials over there, and if you subscribe, then you'll get them as soon as they come out.